You ever been on a website that looked great on your laptop, on your desktop computer, but when you go to the same website on your phone, it's a complete disaster? Yeah, and that's not just a bad design, that's a business losing money in real time. If your website, your store, your emails, or your service team doesn't feel connected, you're creating a broken experience for your customer. In this video, I'm going to show you how to fix that. I'm going to show you how to build a seamless customer experience that makes every touch point feel effortless. Let me paint the picture. A customer finds you on Instagram, they click your link, they land on your website, and they try to buy something. But the checkout freezes on their phone. Frustrated, they call the store and your staff says, "Sorry, that's the online team." And then boom, they're gone. And you just didn't lose a sale, you lost trust. That's the hidden cost of a disjointed experience. And it's what's slowly killing small businesses. And so in this video, I'm going to give you a couple of points, a couple of things that you can do to build a seamless customer experience across every touch point in your business. And so the first thing is this. The first thing is understanding omni-channel and understanding what omni-channel really means. Let's clear up a huge misconception right now. Omni-channel does not mean that you need to be everywhere. Omni-channel means that everywhere you are feels the same. You see, too many business owners try to chase every platform. They try to be on TikTok. They start a YouTube channel. They run Facebook ads. They build an email list. They post on Instagram. And then they wonder why customers still feel confused. That's because being on every channel does not build connection. But being consistent across every channel does build connection. Here's what omni-channel really is supposed to look like in action. Say a customer sees your ad on Instagram. It talks about your free 15-minute consultation. They click the link. They land on your website. From the ad to your website, it's the same colors. It's the same tone. It's the same promise. And then they book a call and they get an automated confirmation email. Again, same branding, same message in the email. And they show up for the call, and your sales rep already knows their name and which ad that they came in from. That's omni-channel, and it's one conversation across multiple platforms. And so that's what omni-channel is, and that's a good picture of what omni-channel is. Now, here's what omni-channel is not. It's not posting the same picture on every platform just to stay active. Omni-channel is not having your Facebook say one thing and your store says another thing. Omni-channel is not using different tones and different designs and offers that are all different depending on where people find you. That's not omni-channel. That's chaos. Think of it like this. Your brand should feel like a person. And think about it, if your brand should feel like a person. Let's just say if you see a person that changes their voice, their clothes, their values every time you see them, you'd stop trusting them, right? Of course you would. Because it's like you're confused. And so that's how customers feel when your online store and your in-store and your service experience, everything looks different. It just doesn't align. When your message is unified, it builds confidence, and confidence builds conversion. And so here's what I'm trying to say. Omni-channel is not about adding more marketing on just a bunch of different platforms. It's about creating one seamless, connected experience that makes your customers feel understood wherever they are. When every touch point tells the same story, customers don't just buy once. They feel like they belong to your brand. now that you understand what omni-channel really means, let's talk about why most businesses still get it wrong. Most customer experience failures don't come from a lack of effort. They actually come from a lack of alignment. And you can have the best product in town, the friendliest staff, the flashiest ads, but if your experience feels clunky, and customers will disappear. So let's walk through the 4 biggest experience failures that quietly kills your conversions. And we're going to talk about how to fix them. The first one is the slow site syndrome. Have you ever been on a website that just takes forever to load? You probably have. It's frustrating. You click a product and it just spins and it spins and it spins. Most people bounce in under 3 seconds. And so they're not going to tolerate a slow website. And you think they're being impatient, but that's not impatient. That's just reality. If your website feels like dial-up in a Wi-Fi world, you're not just losing traffic, you're losing trust. And so let's talk about how to fix it. You fix it by doing things like compressing your images. You can do things like clean up the code, and if you know how to do that thing, or get whoever designed your website to clean up the code. Simplify your homepage. Speed equals sales. And so you want speed because a fast experience feels professional, and professionalism creates confidence. The second thing is the mobile misery. Here's the harsh truth. Over 70% of small business traffic now comes from mobile. People are on their phones, and people are searching things on their phones. They're buying things on their phones. They're making transactions on their phones. But most small business websites still look like they were built for a desktop in 2012. You see, customers are going on your website on their phone, and they have to pinch and zoom and squint and scroll sideways just to buy something. Guess what? They're not going to do that. They're just going to bounce. And so you got to fix it. You pull up your site on your phone, not on your laptop. Look at it on your phone. And can you navigate it easily? Can you buy in 2 taps? If not, then you're creating friction, and you need to fix that because friction is not flow. You need flow. Friction kills conversions, but flow creates a fortune. The third thing is the message mismatch. This one is deadly. Your ad says free consultations today. And then they go to your website and it says schedule a call next week. And then they call your staff, and your staff says we don't do that. You see how big of a problem that is? And that's not just a marketing problem. That's a trust problem because people will lose trust with you. Customers don't know which version to believe. They don't know whether to believe the ad or the website. And so they believe none of them. And so you got to fix it. You got to make sure that every platform, every ad, and every person uses the same offer, the same language, the same tone. Your message should echo. It should not be a conflict in your message. Consistency doesn't just create clarity, it creates credibility. The fourth thing is the disconnected departments. This one hurts the most. Marketing blames sales, sales blames service, service blames the system. Meanwhile, the customer blames you. And so every department might be doing its best, but the customer only sees one brand. And if your internal handoffs are sloppy, the customer experience will always suffer. And so, again, you got to fix that. You got to create one shared customer record, a simple CRM entry where everyone sees the same info on this customer. You have to train your team to speak the same language and share the same goal. And that goal should be to delight the customer. The bottom line is this: if customers have to work to do business with you, then they won't. They don't want to have to work hard to do business with you. They're trying to give you their money. They don't want to have to work hard to do it. And so a great experience is not about adding fancy features. It's about removing friction. And so if you can fix these 4 failures, you'll see more conversions, happier customers, stronger word of mouth. Because your experience feels effortless, your business starts scaling itself. All right, here's the third thing that you could do to start building a seamless customer experience. The third thing is strategies to streamline. What does that mean? Now, we've already exposed the biggest experience failures. Now, let's talk about how to fix them for good. Because the truth is, most small business owners don't have a customer experience problem. They have a process problem. Their journey is not mapped out. Their bottlenecks are not removed. Their messaging is not unified. And so let's simplify that. Here's 3 powerful strategies to build a seamless customer experience from start to finish. All right, strategy number 1, map the customer journey. You can't fix what you can't see. Most business owners never take the time to actually walk through the customer's journey. They assume that it's smooth, that they assume that everything is just smooth until the complaints start to roll in or the leads begin to dry up. So here's how to fix it. Sit down and write out every single touch point your customer has to go through in your business, from the first click to the thank you page. It might look something like this. The first thing is the customer sees your ad or sees your post, and then they click to your website, and then they browse the product, and then they add to cart, and then they check out, and they receive a confirmation, and then they get a follow-up email, and then they get a phone call for support. Now, that's just a typical what it could look like. It may look different for you, but in some instance, this is an example of how you can look. Now, go through that journey yourself. Or better yet, have a friend to go through it. And then ask your friend, where did you feel that it was confusing? Where did you feel that, and where did you feel that it was clean and smooth? And if there are any rough spots, that's where money is leaking. Because every friction point is a conversion point lost. And here's a pro tip. Use sticky notes or a whiteboard to visualize everything out. Like, write it all out on a whiteboard. This will help you to see it exactly how the customer sees it. Because seeing your customer journey laid out physically will reveal disconnections that you've never noticed before. Strategy number 2 is remove the bottlenecks. Every business has bottlenecks, places where the process slows down or it breaks down. And in today's attention economy, even a minor friction can feel major to the customers. Here's some common bottlenecks that people experience. Slow website load times, complicated checkout pages, long response times from the customer service, vague product descriptions, pricing that's hard to find. Like, you don't even list the price at all. Like, or it depends on what you're selling. But or give some indication of what the price is. Each of those things, each one of those tiny inconveniences that just begin to add up. And customers don't always complain. They just quietly leave. Now, you can fix this by doing a couple things. You can test your website speed. You can use something like Google Page Speed Insights and test your website speed and see like what's slowing it down. You can simplify your forms, right? Ask for less info on your forms. Like, in a lot of cases, you just need a name and email address and maybe a phone number. You don't need their social security number and their birthday and a urine sample. Like, you don't need all of that. You just need a name and email address. You can automate your responses with the clear next steps. Like, what are they going to do next? You can also train your team to fix these problems, not just forward them to the next department. Train your team to fix the problem on the spot. You have to think of your business like a highway. Your job is to clear the traffic so that the customers can cruise smoothly down the highway from awareness to purchase. And here's a pro tip. Watch your analytics for exit pages. Like, when do they exit? Watch your analytics. Certain analytics will show you when they exit or what made them exit or how long it took for them to exit. Those are red flags that are showing exactly where the customers have given up. All right, strategy number 3 is integrate your messaging. Make sure your messaging is integrated. Here's where most small businesses lose their magic. Their marketing says one thing, their salespeople says another thing, and their service department says something completely different. That's confusion. That type of confusion doesn't just frustrate customers, it kills your credibility. Your goal is to create one clear, consistent message that flows through every platform, every conversation, every touch point. And here's how you can do it. Align your website headlines with your ads and your emails. Make sure all the headlines are aligned. Use the same tone. Use the same tagline across all your materials. Train your staff to speak in your brand's voice. Same phrases, same promises. Because when your messaging is unified, customers stop wondering if they can trust you, and they start believing that you get them, you understand them. Pro tip, create what's called a message map. It's one sheet of paper with your core promise, your top benefits, your brand tone, and your go-to phrases. And every team member should know this one thing by heart. Here's the bottom line. Mapping your journey shows where customers get lost. And so removing the bottlenecks clears the path. And integrating messaging makes the whole experience feel like a continuous story. Now that's how you turn strangers into loyal customers and loyal customers into raving fans. Because when your business feels seamless to the customers, it becomes effortless to scale the business. All right, here's the last thing that I want to give you that will help you to build a seamless customer experience across all touch points. The last thing is your metrics. What metrics should you watch? Because here's the thing, you can't improve what you don't measure. And yet, most business owners are flying blind when it comes to the customer experience. They rely on their feelings instead of facts. They say things like, well, I think people are happy. I think the website is doing fine. I think our service is solid. But you can't think, you can't feel, you have to know. And the numbers will tell you exactly what the experience, what your customers are experiencing. It'll tell you exactly where everything just falls off. And so let's talk about 4 key metrics that every small business owner must know. The first one is your drop-off points. Like, where are customers leaving? Every customer journey has exit doors. And some people are clicking away right before the checkout. Others are abandoning the cart. Some stop opening your emails. Those moments are your gold mine for growth opportunities. Why does it matter? It tells you where the friction is happening. If people keep dropping off at the same point, that's a choke point. How do you track it? You use Google Analytics or your CRM funnel reports to see, and there's analytics in your funnel, in your CRM. You look at those reports to see where customers are exiting, or where are they getting off on the process. Is it during the sign up? Is it during the payment? Is it during the confirmation? Like, fix whatever it is, you find it and you fix that spot, and this will improve your conversions. An example of this is if your checkout page has a 70% abandon rate, then you can either test your load speed, or you can simplify your form. Maybe you're asking for too much information, or you can add a guest checkout option. Like maybe you are requiring them to become a member or have an account. Maybe you can provide a guest checkout. You see, small tweaks here make massive results later. The second thing is, the second metric you want to look at is your repeat purchase rate. Do they come back? Like, if your customer buys once and they never buy again, you don't have a marketing problem. You have a relationship problem. Now, why does this matter? Repeat customers are cheaper to keep and more profitable over time. Repeat customers are proof that your experience is compelling, like you have a good experience. That's proof if they continue to come back. But if they don't come back, then that's also proof that you have a bad customer experience. Now, how do you track this? Well, in your sales data, divide the number of customers who made purchases, more than one purchase. Divide that by the total customers count, like how many customers you have. That's your repeat rate. Anything below 25% needs attention. An example of this, if people love your product but they don't return, maybe your follow-up emails are weak, or you're not doing them at all, or your post-purchase experience is flat, or again, you don't have a post-purchase experience. You can do something like add a loyalty program or a personalized thank you to bring them back. The third thing that you can track is referrals and word of mouth. Are people talking about you? You can't buy genuine buzz. You have to earn it. When your experience is seamless, customers want to talk about it. That's what you call free marketing. And you can't ignore free marketing. Why does this matter? Referral traffic and social interactions are direct indicators of satisfaction. This shows that people are satisfied. And because people don't share average, they share awesome. And so how do you track this? Ask new customers, how did you hear about us? Like, create referral links, create coupon codes, or you can use the NPS, the Net Promoter Score. You can do surveys asking questions like, would you recommend us to a friend? Right? The NPS. And if your NPS is below 8, you don't have promoters. You have passengers, people that are just buying one time. And the fourth and final metric that you can track is customer satisfaction. How do they feel after the experience? This is the emotional side of the equation, and it matters more than most business owners realize. This really matters. Why does it matter? Because customers rarely remember the transaction, but they always remember how it felt. And if they felt respected, understood, if they felt valued, then they will return, even if you're not the cheapest option. And so how do you track this? Again, you use short surveys after the interaction with your business. You can ask them, was this easy? Did you feel that you got what you needed? All right, so here's the big picture. When you track these 4 metrics consistently, you stop guessing and you start growing. The drop-off points, how and where are you losing people? Repeat rates, how much do they trust you? Are they coming back? Referrals, how much are they talking about you? How much are they referring you to other people? And the satisfaction scores, like how satisfied are they? If you start tracking those 4 things, then you can start getting a better grip on building a better customer experience. And so the goal is not perfection, it's progress. All right, so here's your action step for this week. Secret shop your own business. Pretend you're a new customer. Walk through every touch point, the website, the checkout, email, call support, everything. Where does it flow and where does it fail? And once you find that out, you can know what to fix and you can know what to do more of. Because if you can start to fix these friction points, you'll see measurable improvements in your engagement and your conversion. See, customers don't just buy your product, they buy your process as well. And so make it easy for them, make it consistent, and make it seamless. If this helped you, drop a comment below sharing your biggest takeaway from what you heard today. And so thank you for watching, and I'll see you in the next video.